In the lead up to Saviors of Uldum, one of the things I saw people theory crafting was the combo with High Priest Amet and Stonetusk Boar. But since the expansion dropped, I haven't actually seen anyone play this combo, so I thought I would give it a shot. The combo is basically you go Amet, give it a ton of health with Divine Spirits, and then you play a Stonetusk Boar with a ton of health, and Topsy-Turvy it to hit the opponent in the face for however much damage. The basic combo with just the two Divine Spirits is only 28 damage, but you can throw in a Power Word Shield to make it 36 damage, or a second Stonetusk Boar, second Topsy-Turvy to make it 56 damage. But even if you only get the 28 damage combo, sometimes that's still manageable. I play 2 copies of Holy Ripple, which will set the opponent to 28 if you get to play both of them. Or sometimes you just get in some chip damage with some Clerics or a Pyromancer, or you can finish the opponent off with Zephrys after the Stonetusk Boar combo sets them to 2. I was originally building this as a control deck that had the Stonetusk Boar combo as a finisher, but the more I iterated on it, the more card draw I wanted to add, and the deck ended up looking a lot like Nomi Priest. So I've got the Gadgetzan Auctioneer package with a bunch of 0 mana spells. Of course we've got Cleric shenanigans with Circle of Healing, Wild Pyromancer, and even Holy Ripple. And 2 copies of Acolyte of Pain to round out the card draw package. I've also got this copy of Penance as a kind of a filler card, but it's a pretty solid 2 mana removal spell. And finally, we've got this copy of Zephrys, which I mentioned earlier. Obviously, this isn't a Highlander deck, but we play so much card draw that Zephrys is still pretty reliable. So, like I said, this is pretty similar to the Chef Nomi decks. I just cut Nomi, Seance, and Grave Horror for High Priest Amet, Stonetusk Boar, and Divine Spirit. And I think there are some pros and cons between the versions. One bad thing about the Stonetusk Boar list is if the opponent knows what you're playing, they can shut you down pretty hard with a taunt minion or 2. And compared to the Nomi build, which does have a Grave Horror win condition, our deck is sort of one-dimensional. But this list isn't nearly as vulnerable to board clears. We also don't have to draw the entire deck. And once we hit our win condition, it only takes us 1 turn to win the game, whereas Nomi Priest sometimes takes like 3 turns with 3 waves of Nomis to finally get there. So pros and cons, it's hard to say which one's better, but I wanted to at least try it out. One last thing I'll say before we get into the games is that this is a very high IQ deck, and I am a very mid IQ Hearthstone player, so some of the gameplay might be a bit sloppy, but hopefully I can still get some nice wins.
Tyrande versus Lunara.
The forest fights back, and Loon give me strength.
Druid is pretty spooky. I think Tempo Priest is probably my worst matchup, and then Druid not far behind. Well, maybe it's far behind, but still pretty bad. So I can hold the Cleric to try to draw cards with like a Pyro or something. I like just playing it and maybe punishing a Crystal Merchant or something. I do open myself up to getting it Wrathed, but even if it gets Wrathed, the chip damage it gets in can set up for some easier lethals later.
Right away.
Don't think I can afford to play the Zephrys. Well, if I had this Pyromancer, I probably would not have played the Cleric. But now that my Cleric is dead, I guess I'll just play the Pyromancer as well. Okay, can I do some cute stuff here? Cleric. I guess I Topsy Holy Ripple.
Injured?
Burning a Topsy always feels a little bit weird, but I think it's fine. Playing the Power Word Shield here looks kind of bad. Shouldn't be that hard to play it in the future. If I Power Word Shield my Cleric, I pretty much guarantee another card off of it. I think this is kind of a sketchy Power Word Shield. Well, I guess it still gets Wrathed. I probably wasn't supposed to play Power Word Shield there. Alright, Acolyte, go beat up a bee.
Let the pain speak to me.
Imagine if I still had Pyro here, and I could, like, play the Acolyte and draw a card off of it. Pyro would have ended up killing itself anyway. Second Acolyte's pretty good. It's probably gonna get run over by an Oasis Surger, though. Could really use a Gadget Sand Auctioneer at this point. What is this? Reduce it by 4 so I don't draw a card. I guess I just take my 1 card here. Not only is Auctioneer independently the best card in my deck, but it also activates my Zephyrus. I'm also not that far from just killing him. I need to find Amet and Topsy-Turvy. I guess 2 1-ofs, with my deck still having 13 cards is kind of a lot. Hey, Gadget Sand Auctioneer, huh?
I got the best deals anywhere.
Second Auctioneer. Yeah, I don't think there's much reason to hold this. I like shrinking a 3-1, that way if he wants to trade he has to use a 3-4. I need this Topsy for lethal, so I can't play it. Alright, so now I've got an active Zephyrus, I've got my second Gadget Sand Auctioneer. That's a problem, because now he's out of range. I need to find my other Power Word Shield for lethal now. But finding the other Power Word Shield shouldn't be too bad. Nice, so now he has a 3-1 in play instead of a 3-4 taunt. So I can Auctioneer Penance. I'm only guaranteed 1 draw. But if I draw Amet, like, I'm pretty happy about that. If I draw any of the spells, I can keep drawing, so really the Stonetusk Boars is the only bad draw if I do this. I drew the Stonetusk Boar. I mean, maybe that's my fault. I didn't have to go in with Auctioneer there. But 6 of my 7 draws were good, and I hit the 1 and 7. He's at 36 now, but I can deal 36 in a turn. The problem might end up just being the taunts. But I can go ahead and grab a Black Knight here, maybe. It's probably better to just wait and then twisting Nether. I'm not really under much pressure. Let's just chill. I'm gonna need a few turns to draw the rest of my deck anyway. I definitely don't like to see Nourish here. He gets to draw more cards, and he's not committing to the board for my Zephyrus Twisting Nether. I probably have to Twisting Nether this. So he's showing 17. I can go up to 21, which means I'm dead to swipe. I have seen one swipe, but he's drawn. He's got like over half of his cards in hand. I think I've got another. Unfortunately, I need to hold this Power Word Shield for my combo. But at this point, if I draw Amet, I have lethal. Easy.
I see a dark future.
Yeah, I wasn't dead on board if I didn't draw Amet this turn. But if I didn't, I think I was pretty dead.
Tyrande versus Garrosh. Victory or death.
Alone give me strength.
This is a bit of a yikes of a hand. Looks like I'm not doing much until turn 6, but once we get to turn 6, I can draw a bunch of cards. Looks like he's probably control, which means I probably need the 56 damage combo. So I can't burn this Topsy. Actually, with coin, I can add in a Power Word Shield, which adds 16 more damage, I think. Do I ever hold the coin? Like, you can't stop 72 damage, right? I guess he can just have taunts. But there's no way he just out-armors 72. He could probably out-armor 56, depending on how long it takes. Let's just kill that thing. Can draw one card with Cleric here. Can probably do better than one card with Cleric. I did burn a Holy Ripple already, but I've still got like 2 Pyros. I've got a Circle in my hand. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use Silence here. If I don't have Silences, I can get stopped by a Tomb Warden. So if I'm holding Coin, I'm holding Silence. I can still draw a lot of cards with Auctioneer here.
I got the best deals anywhere.
I think I can use one Circle here. I can use Zephyrus to get through some taunts. I'm really not sure how important it is to hold this coin. I can go Cleric, Ripple, Circle here to draw 2. Is 2 good enough? Okay, well with Pyro I can draw more than 2.
Is someone injured?
Do you like to play with fire?
I guess I'm burning the silence here. No, I'll burn the coin. He's not gaining too much armor, so hopefully I can get away with this. Probably could have played Power Word Shield there. Could have Power Word Shielded. And then like both of the Pyros would have gone off and I could have killed this. I guess I just go in. Okay, that's everything I need. Can silence here, but I just don't need the silence. Or I do need the silence, I just don't need to silence this thing. Overdrawing Zephyrs is pretty bad, actually. Not sure if I should have played Auctioneer this turn. Put me in kind of a weird spot. At this point, like, I need Zephyrs to get through these guys, and if he just has double Tomb Warden, I just can't kill him.
Almost out of cards. What is a loon's will?
Well, I need Zephyrs to win this game. So I guess I am going Power Word Shield pass. And then next turn is Twisting Nether, hope he doesn't have another taunt, and then I try to kill him.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Excellent. As long as I'm not dead. If I'm dead, it's not excellent. I'm gonna be taking 3 fatigue before I can kill him. Let's trade this off because Zephyrs is an idiot and doesn't always give me Twisting Nether when I need it. Alright, so he needs 3 damage or any taunt minion. I guess in theory, maybe I could beat a taunt minion because I can like run 1 boar in and then I have a board, but probably don't beat any taunt minion. Nice.
I see a dark future.
I think this game is kind of sloppy, but I got there.